a playoff series. In fact, it goes all the way back to 2020. But that doesn't mean they haven't played elimination against each other. They met up against each other plenty of times in groups, but they've actually played 2 different tiebreakers against each other. Best of 1, Avery. One of them was for upper bracket of, I believe, We Play Animajor, or ESL One Stockholm. And the other one was actually an elimination best of 1, in which Team Spirit managed to move on into the playoffs for, I believe it was Animajor, and Liquid got knocked out. So this is 2 different times that in elimination series, Team Spirit has walked away with victory, but we don't really have that much information of this squad, and for both sides, Liquid and Team Spirit, and how they match up against each other when it comes to the pressure of playoff matches.
Well, we're about to find out, as you got a full BO3 to decide who is the better team here. Already, though, Team Spirit without any cosmetics on the back foot.
Disaster.
As boxi has his Techies Arcana, of course, so they're already down when it comes to the cosmetic war. That's a tough place to start.
Yeah, Team Spirit won't be happy about that. Neither will Valve, I'm sure. Got to show off those cosmetics, but Liquid won't be happy with the first blood they're giving up on iNSaNiA. He gets off a decay, hoping to stop Larl from claiming the first blood, but good body blocking will ensure they get it nonetheless. Larl claims first blood, and he's already off to a great start in this tournament and in this game. Larl has made the difference, I think, for Team Spirit when it comes to their impact in this event versus other ones. He has really come into his own, I think, here, Avery.
He definitely has stepped up this event. I think is what the team has been investing in him all year for. And I also think Team Spirit as a whole just do better when they're under more pressure, if that is believable.
Sure.
They go into these humongous tournaments. Something just seems to click for them. And it comes together outside of that last TI that is maybe what they were trying to fix. And here yet again, when the pressure's on at a giant prize pool, they show up big time in a lot of clutch games. They might have 2 of the most clutch core players of all time in Yatoro and Collapse, right?
Yes.
And I think most people consider Toronto Tokyo up there as well. That's why it's big shoes to fill if you're Larl. Like, you're coming into a team where the expectations are just astronomically high. Even if you're playing well, often it is not good enough to appease what people expect from this roster. So it's good to see him starting performing and finding his own. He's going to play the Batrider for the first time. We'll see how much he can do versus Nisha, who is also starting to amp up in terms of his performance, right?
I think he's beginning to separate himself from the rest of the mid laners?
I think he had a lull. I think it was, maybe a rest period, maybe a break. It's been a very long year with a lot of tournaments and a lot of deep runs from Liquid as well. But I think here, especially as we go deep into this land, he is starting to reach peak performance.
Yeah, he's been reaching peak performance in other ways. He's recently become a bit of a workout fiend, but we heard actually from their coach that he is taking a break from working out despite grinding it for the last 6 months non-stop. He is taking a break at this event because he just wants to put all of his attention onto Dota. So maybe that extra energy is where it's paying off.
boxi gonna go for the kill top. It's very close. The spear missed.
Oh no, I will claim it anyway with the God's Rebuke, though.
All right, a little misstep in the early game, but it does not matter here as first blood for Zai is going to be really juicy up here against the Naga Siren. I mean, Liquid just won all their cores to get off to a good start. That is a terrifying concept, If Nisha is getting swole at the gym, he's going to break you in game and then break you out of the game.
Seriously.
What do you do versus this man? And it really has been a linchpin for Liquid's success all year. I mean, that stat that Nisha has been in every grand finals, including the last TI, is pretty ridiculous.
That's pretty bonkers.
There's a reason they acquired him, and he is showing up so far. This is a very interesting game because it feels like Spirit are happy to almost put themselves in a position where it's going to be an uphill battle, right? This isn't a lineup, especially against the Undying Deuce at Mars, where you're going to run down towers and just snowball this game. I also don't think it's been something Team Spirit have done a lot this tournament, as they're trying to get out of this Tombstone range, and Mira's going to try and trade. He will not even get it as miCKe denies it.
It gets the deny, it gets the kill, both in one swift move.
I think it's going to be the setup for this series. I think Liquid are going to pull ahead in lanes. Almost 9 times out of 10 against Spirit because of how they draft and how they prefer to play.
Spirit lands into the blast off, and boom, he's gone. But Yatoro will turn around and try and get some damage, but highly unlikely he would ever do enough to bring down Zai. This is going to be a continual problem. So, sorry, say again why you think Liquid's always going to walk away with the lane advantage?
I mean, one, I think they're the slightly stronger laning team. Not necessarily individual skill, but just how they play between the 2-on-2s, and I think Nisha's pretty hard to beat mid. I think he probably has a slight advantage over Larl in terms of laning mechanics. And then on top of that, I think they draft more forward. Like, especially when you're seeing Undying Tuckies come out. I mean, it basically signals that they want to snowball the side lanes and play through a very fast tempo. And I think it's also been Spirit's weakness. Like, they don't tend to pick very strong laners. They tend to play for the scale, the late game team fighting. Even if they're behind, they don't care. Going back to some of those other leagues, that was their strength. Taking the team fights from behind.
Oh, if Larl can get this kill, it's a risky move. He'd be diving into tier 2 and he backs off, but still, pushing away Nisha, away from all these creeps that are about to die, has got to feel pretty decent.
It does feel pretty nice here, unless he's going to die in return. That stun actually connected mid. Okay. For this?
They might, with the blood grenade slowing him down. Nisha is more than willing to take these tower shots if they can land one last mine.
Damn.
Not even needed. boxi is the one to claim the last hit.
That is not a kill I thought they would complete on.
Oh, Tombstone going to be dropped here in the bottom lane. Liquid's just non-stop action in all of these lanes, making moves constantly to try and get kills in the lanes, get the advantage that you're talking about that they very so often claim.
I mean, they're really ramping up the pressure across the board, which also means Spirit can't really make rotations here. When all three of your lanes are in trouble, you kind of just have to play them back. So if Liquid want to make those roams to mid, it's up to boxi here. He has the most freedom right now, as Zai is pretty independent top versus a lane with not a lot of kill threat on him. This Naga, it's nice for Slamars, especially in those later fights. Like, the song is going to be a big factor here for Spirit as they try and make those comeback engagements. You go in there with the ult, you remove a Tombstone, you remove an Arena, maybe you song out a Stone Gaze.
Yeah.
It comes in very clutch, especially when you have Static Storm to throw in on top of it.
Oh, he got the Dragon Form off. That last creep that dies immediately puts to use, trying to stop the gank from Mira and kill him instead. So now, a little bit of momentum. You kill that support. Bottom lane Collapse is having a rough time. But also you have two supports around, so I'm curious if they're going to try and put damage on the mid tower with this Dragon Form usage.
I'm going to look for the rune. It is pretty scary to like glimpse Bat Rider if you commit deep for these objectives. And double damage for Larl, that is a very juicy rune to pick up and take away from the DK. Should waste most of his form here.
Yeah, I think that kind of kills the idea there of going for some tower damage. Nice spear. Zai, just again, keeping the pressure up. I mean, as soon as the cores, they know those supports are in mid, each core aggressively starts playing to kill the opposing laner, right? Like the Beastmaster got really low from miCKe being aggressive. Zai immediately starts trying to pressure the Naga Siren.
They just want to eke out as much pressure on the map so they can keep these Team Spirit supports low right now, as they are struggling to find the XP between the Disruptor and the line. I mean, Mira is level 2.5. He has basically sacrificed a lot of this early game for his Beastmaster. They're thinking about a glimpse top, but boxi.
Oh, beautiful! boxi hit him after the mirror image, but sadly missed the mine that was required to maybe get that Naga Siren kill. Looks like they should still be good to maybe threaten Miposhka, as yeah, the spear just goes right through him there.
Yeah, look at Yatoro. 7-minute clock.
This is gonna work.
He really wants this for his low XP support.
Oh, maybe he will with the ensnare. If he gets hit by the mine, this could be dangerous though. If he picks up the rune, it's great, but he might die for it. TP out, he's good.
Ooh. Very clutch pickup as they get both of them here. So just as I was saying, those support levels were suffering. Yatoro bails out his Lion in the early game and at least push Mira up to close to level 4.
Does cost him his own lane though. He had to TP back to base.
Yeah,
giving Zai a freebie for a while.
That's the downside. You pull off these lanes, Liquid are just going to start hitting your towers, especially with this Dragon Knight Nisha invading the triangle. Look at this Ancient stack right now.
Oh no.
This is not an objective you can give up for Collapse, and it's so damn low.
Nisha's already taken a lot of the experience. The Tombstone's going to be dropped. A lot of these last hits will be claimed, and maybe even the kill on Collapse. He went for one last round of axes. They do manage to get the Lion, but it looks like Collapse is going to be able to TP away successfully after all the stunts have been used. Still though, a big win for Liquid, who claim a decent number of those Ancients, steal a lot of experience, and get a kill.
Collapse is so sad about that one, man. I mean, at least he gets out. He does get that ult, as you said.
Tower is under attack.
That's just all the investment from Mira as well. That's the other thing. You wanted those Ancients for the Lion as much as you wanted them for the Beastmaster here.
Yeah, that's true.
You sacrifice some of your early game, and you don't even get the payback. It's going to maybe come down to some Naga slowing this game down if Yatoro can get involved in the fights earlier than maybe he would want, if this DK pressure ramps up. That's the big question for Liquid. How much can you continue to push this pace? So far, it's been doing pretty good. That's what I'm saying, man. If there's one team I would never feel comfortable building a lead against, it's probably Team Spirit.
Yeah.
I don't think these guys even look at net worth numbers. It's just irrelevant. What does gold mean to a god?
I mean, that was kind of their MO for winning TI in the first place, was it didn't matter how far behind they were, they just had a stronger understanding than any other team about how to play and set up team fights, right?
Exactly.
So much of them playing under vision, but that also leads to how they wanted to, you know, they very clearly calculated out, we want to be able to have the fight go this way.
They are, I mean, so many of their drafts are just set up with this vision in mind. What is that 30, 40-minute team fight going to look like? How do we take it? What are the items that we want at that point to be successful? That's so much of what Collapse's hero pool is about too. Designed for Spirit. It's not about the auras, right? It's about what his hero does in the fight, how the initiations happen. And here, there's some clear ideas. Like this last pick, Bat Rider also does some work for them in terms of you can pull a hero out of this liquid ball. You get this initiation power online at a certain point with bots, Blink, BKB, Bat Rider, and suddenly you're dragging one of these big cores away from the tombstone, away from the arena. You have Naga Song plus a Static Storm to abuse the clump if Liquid decide to follow that hero that's getting dragged away.
And you've got the vision to support that kind of initiation. Right? Because you've got the Hawk and the illusions to give you a lot of information.
So these types of things could be really nice.
Nice arena, barely catching the Disruptor on the edge of it. Will be Miposhka dying, but he does bail out Larl, who was being chased down there. Larl he's getting very close to his boots of travel, so very important he doesn't get that delayed any further.
And the Ancient clearing is just continuing for Collapse. You're going to sacrifice some early objectives to make sure this Beastmaster gets to his timings. It was a blink rush on Nisha, and that also helps with these aggressive plays, takes some pressure off Zai rushing that as he will go to BKB. And honestly, we'll go back for the Midas.
Totally fine with this. With the way their supports are underleveled and they're very key ultimates for fighting, like, give up the mid tower, man. Just let the Lion get his finger of death, let the Disruptor get Static Storm, just, you know, give Liquid what they want for now.
Okay, there's no way you're contesting that tower. Just a matter of how much else you get right now, and it will be that helm completed for Collapse, as well as boots of travel for Larl. So this is also what you can play for if you're Spirit. Some pickoffs on the map with the beast someone's pushing in and the bat botsing into those pickoff attempts. If you can get the Blink Dagger online, then you're really cooking on this map.
Yeah. Picks up bots, immediately gets a kill. That's a great start.
And straight into a tier 1 tower push with a catapult. Decent value out of that gank for Team Spirit as they create some pressure on this safe lane that miCKe will have to respond to.
Yeah, it seems miCKe, unlike the way we saw 23 Savage, he's a little bit more skittish about playing for these towers, the defenses. He's going to go for it now, but it's already after his team is rotating over. He knows he's safe to do this.
Liquid did commit a decent amount of heroes down here, and it'll just be a smoke through the gate for Spirit as they see a big response bottom. They're going to look for the core who's isolated on the map right now. It's kind of a tough move for Zai to read, honestly. I'm unsurprised he's getting caught here. It's just a question of do they have the
Spear away, does manage to pin it, but he's in trouble. Now he can throw out an arena to keep the Bat Rider back. In fact, they're even going to give up on the kill because the rotation from miCKe was there. So despite the, I guess, Liquid, they moved the Dragonite to bottom, but he still had his TP up. iNSaNiA went through the gate, so even though they were grouped up bottom lane, they were able to join Zai when he needed it.
Boxi TP through the gate as well. So you have a bunch of TPs on cooldown for Liquid, which will prompt Collapse to shove it bottom back and look for the tower trade here. Just a very heads-up spear by Zai. Buys enough time for the reinforcements to come in, and then suddenly your gank is a gank on you. As this Bat Rider pick, it didn't crush the lane enough to where it's built up early momentum. However, like we talked about, the later displacement in the team fights and stuff is still something Larl can play for here. This was not a pick that was just all in on winning that lane.
Yeah. Well, Collapse does successfully, I guess, outmaneuver Liquid in that regard and does get a trade-off of towers, with Spirit probably farming a bit more efficiently, as only Collapse was needed to take that tower. Mira doing some stacking, and the Bat Rider farming lanes.
You have that fabled Naga Song combo.
Oh, yeah.
You song them up and you lay down that Firefly. And you're just, you're just in a world of pain.
Sure, yeah.
I swear I remember being on a team with Eternal Envy, and that was actually discussed at some point, now that it's coming back to me.
Were you able to... yeah.
I'm not sure that's a memory I wanted to revisit here. We'll see if it's something Team Spirit can use to their advantages. Arcane Rune for Larl is going to be nice on the map. I mean,
you know, it's a winning strategy when you reference Team NP.
There was not much that we won on that team, but we had our moments. Max glimpse up as well. If you get to this Helm of the Overlord for the Beast, honestly, this is, again, this is what Spirit are good at, right? Like, you built this early laning lead for Liquid, but you have not transitioned it into a crazy amount of map control.
Nope.
As Spirit have kept the lanes in, they got that tier 1 tower trade bottom, which is really important for this wave to shove in. You look at the dire obs right now, these are obs that are built to neutralize the advantage right now and split the map, allow Team Spirit to get into the Radiant jungle. And that is exactly what they have been trying to do, at least with this mid move they're grouping up for. It's a smoke with the Arcane Rune on the bat. This is a really nice gank if you can connect it, because then you'll have another lasso up very fast here. It's just a question of who are you going to find if you're Spirit. This is a big committal move. Spending a lot of time from the Bat Rider to look for this. It'll be Zai again. The first time did not work out. The second time, surely.
This time they can okay, never mind.
Well, third time will be the charm. I mean, Zai finished his BKB right then anyway, so that was maybe fortunate they didn't commit spells on
Radiant's
him.
bottom tower is under attack.
And it'll be a smoke from Liquid to try and turn it up with their Blink Dagger Mighty
See if they
Dragon.
can catch these heroes. The Blink Dagger gets over the flames there of Larl and catches Miposhka.
Now speared him out of the Breathe Fire as Zai says, no chaos for you, that's my kill, thank you. I respect that. 6-0-0 for the Mars already.
I feel like you should be trying to take the last hits if you're Nisha, right? Because it does look like Team Spirit halted a bit of your momentum in this game. You're not getting quite as much as you used to, so the scaling on the Dragon Eye is going to be pretty important.
Or did try and take that last hit.
Not really. He started walking away from the hero. You let Zai.
Well, that's after Zai BM'd him. I mean, what are you supposed to do?
Fine. You want to make me miss my Breathe Fire? I'm not even going to get the kill.
If the captain takes the kill, you got to give it to him.
That's true. Zai, I mean,
the rules of Dota.
He's the reason they're in this upper bracket final in the first place. They shouldn't be here, frankly.
There's also a reason that machete meme exists. I'm just saying.
Yeah, you think Zai learned from his time on Team Secret?
You're building up. I mean, there's a reason Nisha's building those muscles, man. It might be self-defense. Because iNSaNiA will be the first pick off that blink, or not even a blink dagger, he just went in with Tumbler toy. It actually looked like he went back for the blink, but it's Larl just running in with Bod's Tumbler, gets the job done.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Shadow Amulet cannot save you from the fire. As Spirit once more equalizing this map right now. This lead has not gone anywhere for Liquid. It's just stalled out. And the Naga is starting to play Naga Dota here, where you're getting behind tier 1s with these illusions. Man, Yatoro loves this hero for a reason. He is really good about getting deep out on the map in the positions you want Naga, which is where these illusions fully cut away because you spawn them close enough that it happens. And again, look at the dire vision. It's pretty much designed to allow them to get into this Radiant jungle. It's caused Liquid a lot of problems. Their catch is pretty limited. Outside of smoking the Dragon Knight with supports behind him into this area, you can't really get in here. I mean, this single illusion zoning iNSaNiA, the map is just kind of collapsing for Liquid right now.
Yeah, I feel good about Liquid's cores scaling into the game, but the fact that their supports can do nothing against these illusions has got to be a cause for concern.
And they're getting fed up, so they're just going to move everybody top with the DK and look for the Bat Rider, and they should get him here. No saving
catch up
Larl.
before he can get his BKB, which was closing in soon. They turn around and get the kill on boxi. However, that does mean they're within striking distance now. Nisha, 4 more seconds till his blink is back up. They can look for another kill.
miCKe in the back is going to get the TP cancel.
Yeah, he does. He gets it on Collapse, and Nisha is able to stun up Miposhka. Goes for a TP out while Collapse is going to be run down. So the support gets out, but the core gets caught, and so does his Helm of the Overlord.
Dragon on Dragon.
Great aggressive positioning there from miCKe. Didn't expect it to be over there, to be honest.
I don't even know how he really ended up there farming pattern-wise, but it definitely pays off. As Liquid finally gets some momentum built in this game, regain a decent portion of the map. All of that Bat Rider pick off as you were so close to BKB for Larl here. He's 100 gold off. These little timings matter so much. You also got the Helm of the Overlord creep. It's a lot of extra gold as you're pushing towards this Medusa Scotty, which should be Roshan for Liquid if you get there unscathed. Triangle stacking continues here. You do have the blink on the Lion. So your pickoff went up considerably. Your follow-up on the Bat Rider initiation's also pretty solid now. And something you're going to have to think about as this game progresses is that grab ally that will eventually come out on that tombstone that has just caused so many single-target initiation teams problems, right? You're just, I mean, we may as well talk about it now because you're going to have to think about it.
Yeah.
These jumps cannot just be, I found a guy, what happens? It has to be, I found a guy, we also found the Undying, or you use the song Static Storm to create enough pressure that you catch iNSaNiA along with other people in a Static Storm and start the fight that way.
Yeah. The one problem I see with, like, that is a nice idea. Okay, let's just song and get a Static Storm combo killing the Undying at the start of the fight, but it does also mean that the BKB's buildups of Liquid will have a chance to respond, right? Like, the Dragonite and their Mars are going to be able to instantly BKB off of that song.
Yeah, and what if you have a Disruptor Axe?
Well, then you are somehow trying to catch the Undying and those cores.
Well, what if you Disruptor Ag Static Storm the cores? And you hex the Undying?
Or lasso him and pull him into the Static Storm.
See, now you're thinking like Team Spirit. 10 steps ahead for a 40-minute window.
Do you think this is something that are actually, like, they talk about while they're kind of farming?
I know that sounded sarcastic, but I genuinely think that's mostly how this team thinks. The switches and the fights and what they're playing for and everybody's itemized, because it's going to be first item axe for Miposhka. They're already gearing up for it, and I don't think you have a better scaling option here, so this makes total sense to me.
Yep.
If you can get pickoffs on the map, it's really going to help you get there. Because like you said, that BKB timing is going to be strong for Liquid as both are up on the Mars and the DK. They are just fully ready to start and commit into these fights. And the Scotty right on cue for miCKe. All three big items lining here for Liquid. Can easily just go into a Roche or take any sort of pickoff into that objective.
Yeah, they got to get that Roche on. Like, I feel like you can always deal with Song late game. You can always kind of deal with Static Storm, but I feel like Song Static Storm with Aghanim Scepter is like the Chronosphere combo, right? Like, you just don't want to go late game against that. So Liquid, I feel like their best chances is with these first two Roshans and ended the game before Team Spirit gets to that point. Their team fight execution is too good to let them get to that point.
The thing is, they do have DK Medusa. Like,
yeah,
the scale here is pretty crazy, and these are not bad heroes versus Naga late game. They're quite good. Dusa with the split shot modifier can also be okay versus Naga at late game. It's not a completely one-sided affair. I think the Static Storm is the biggest issue here, especially if you can catch Undying at the same time. But maybe you can play through that with buybacks. You can abuse Aegises. You can do a lot here to counteract that, and it's not even guaranteed to get out here at a fast pace from Miposhka, who, you got to remember, is not picking up too much farm in this Disruptor. It's going to be a slow Ags buildup. Now, trading out objectives is going to be nice for Spirit. And if they do find that fight to contest the Roche, they're going to feel really good about that one.
Yeah. The East versus West matchup, they are mirroring each other right now as they take each other's Tormentors and try and take each other's Tier 2s, but Liquid was the one to blink first, tried to TP back, miCKe got sent back, didn't have the man to destroy on the Glimpse. So they lose a Tier 2 without gaining anything for it, and now their positioning is beginning to fall apart as Zai is going to be caught here. BKB gets off just before the Primal Roar, and that'll stop all that magic damage from Larl. Zai's going to be fine and might even be able to get a kill here. As he gets hex after the BKB. Larl, okay, they're going to go for the Static Storm. They're really all in. The Flame Break broke him out. He got a spear off, but he still dies. And they are struggling from Team Liquid to get heroes over here. Zai played into that one, but really nobody from Liquid played with him.
It was just a big misstep because that Dusa got glimpsed back to top. So you know you cannot get your big carry there. That's just a free opening for any sort of initiation on the side of Team Spirit.
Yeah, he got glimpsed back to bottom and then had to run to the gate to try to get behind him. It was just way too much.
There's no way. That's going to cost you a lot of momentum that you built off of that nice gank top. And straight back to even as the Naga starts clearing up the waves, and Yatoro will push for this third item, Heart, that he really likes, and I mean, it's pretty much a standard Naga item. Sometimes he goes to Orchid on this hero, but I suppose because he's versus Medusa's Diffusal was just too tempting to pass up. Sure. I mean, the mana burn's not bad on these other strength cores too.
Yeah, Dragonite and Mars really don't like having their mana burnt.
Just extra illusions burning mana from anybody in the fights is also going to be nice, as that's the downside for the Liquid lineup. The ball versus the Naga is strong, but the actual illusion clear is pretty lackluster here, right? Like, who is killing illusions on the map or in the fight? And right now, that is what's controlling the game, as Yatoro is just running rampant through the CS chart here, already up to 320.
This misstep is losing some of their timing for doing Roshan when we felt like they were strong. They had the Scotty advantage, but now the Heart is done on the Naga Siren, so it doesn't feel like they can actually brute force that Roshan.
I think you still do.
I think they should still be going for it?
Yeah, I think you still are stronger in the straight-up 5-on-5 round Roche because you have the BKB, so the control for Spirit in theory shouldn't be there. And, I mean, you have to remember, like, Yatoro's really annoying on the map right now, but if he just runs in and starts right-clicking the Medusa or the Dragonite, in theory, it's still not a great situation. You're not bursting them that fast.
Well,
And
this
you
is
get
going to
damage
take
problems.
quite some time to do it. And Team Spirit, they know it's happening, and they're just saying, all right, you're going to do Roshan, slow as all hell. Guess what we're going to do? We're going to take your tier 2 tower. We're going to push in all the lanes. We're going to take a ton of farm off the map, because Naga Siren Yatoro's even catching the wave at bottom.
Yeah,
so
they got
every
all
single
3
lane
lanes
is
in.
going to be pushed into Liquid's towers.
And they're even going to poke the high ground here with the dragon.
Radiant's middle tower.
This is exactly how you want to play these Roshans that you know you're not contesting. Just get everything off the map, put all the lanes in. It makes Liquid come back even after they get this objective. They don't feel great about it. In fact, they had to TP everybody out to defend this before that Rosh even died, so it slowed it down even more. And Larl TP'd in bottom. He's looking for the straggler here.
Radiant's
Holy
He's going to find
miCKe.
it. Mines, make it a heads up. And his illusions do as well, and his TP, while long, will get him out of there.
I mean, we're starting to see how Spirit want to take these fights. It's not a straight 5-on-5.
No.
You drag somebody around, you get a good glimpse, you catch a straggler with bots and the vision advantage that you're going to generate for the Beastmaster of Naga. There's nothing fair about these engagements if you get a numbers advantage.
Which it feels fitting, considering a lot of the Western European teams have talked about the concept of playing unfair team fights.
That is absolutely true. It's a bit of karma here, especially since you picked the dying Medusa first too. I mean, that's just absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, very gross.
And so,
I saw the draft and I wanted to puke. I was like, I thought we were done with this. No, we were done with Dusa being first phase.
well, Team Spirit. Perhaps they have something to say about it.
Mira gets the Hex off. I think the spear's gonna be too late. The animation just costs him the kill.
Very close.
Yeah, it was.
Nisha's gonna run into Yatoro. They'll burn all his mana.
Zai is going to build for a Desolator, so they're going to play for all 3 core scaling, and that'll help them in some part deal with these illusions. The fact that all 3 are going to do damage, but
That's how you have to play it.
yeah.
You just have to gear up as much damage as you can. The Aghanims on the DK is going to be your big key factor here, as well as some of the later Medusa talents.
Radiant's middle tower.
It's going to have to be a collective effort. Snaga is no joke in this game, as butterfly timing for Yatoro is maybe what's going to allow him to really man up. I mean, he has illusions behind their tier 3 right now. He is just killing every creep on the map, giving so much vision control. And this gank
Radiant's
that
top
was
tower
looking like
is under
something
attack.
Liquid wanted to try with the Mars bottom. Even TPing in the techies down here. It just fizzles out because of the vision advantage. There's a Hawk straight on that outpost. There's a Dire Ward in the back. Naga illusions are still cutting your other 2 waves right now. I don't think a creep wave has crossed the river for Radiant in probably 10 minutes here.
And
Dire's
it
top
may
tower
never
is under
again
attack.
if Team Spirit are just
Radiant's
careful
middle
with the
tower
fights
is
that
Look
they
at this
choose
mid-tower.
to take.
Anybody home? It's going to be the Medusa. Again, you get this big Aegis hero to show in base. Your moves are just so limited right now from Liquid.
Dire are scanning.
I mean, if
We
you
gonna go
believe...
Daggons or what?
Okay, here's the question, though.
Yeah.
If you're Spirit, you're accomplishing all this map movement, you're wasting the Aegis timings, you're, in theory, setting up a decent chance you find a pick-off. None of it means anything if you just lose the late game.
Yes.
So if you're Spirit, you have to be gearing up for the late game team fights, and you have to believe that you're scaling, at least in that sense, or with a capability to outplay Liquid is better, which is probably something this team always believes, to be honest, regardless of the heroes. But it will be put to the test here as... I mean, the scaling on Liquid is not going to be anything they're going to roll over here. All 3 cores are finding a lot. Zai is also itemizing to deal damage with this Deso Mars build. You get the Satanics, you get to some MKBs. You're going to be outputting a lot. Mjolnir's also definitely going to help you in this matchup. All of that is on the table.
Yeah, I was pretty concerned about Liquid not being able to hit their timing with the Dusa early. But now they seem to be settling into their late game scaling. Now I'm scared that Yatoro is going to cap out at some point with a Naga Siren, get 6 slotted, and not be able to end the game himself.
In a direct fashion, maybe not. That's where all this wave cutting and vision comes into play. And that Static Storm, that pushes you over a lot of these boundaries. Is once where nobody can find Yatoro in the back line of this map, man. He is such a menace right now. Illusions on 3 lanes. Liquid are getting fed up with this. They will see him here.
Oh, this would relieve so much pressure if they could actually kill him. They're going to go for it. BKB goes off. Zai
Yes, the whole
holding
spear.
on to his spear. He's going to wait out a bit of the song to make sure he can't just song TP out. He's going to go for it now, but Nisha, of course, is there. That's why Zai finally let loose the spear, and all of a sudden, a sigh of relief probably from Liquid. They're like, okay, we are losing our tier 3s. We're losing so much map control, but we've got 45 seconds to be able to claim something back.
Team Spirit need to find a trade. They need to find some sort of pressure to create because you still have 30 seconds on this Aegis. You don't have a glyph here. I guess it'll get refreshed.
He's got the wave.
The amount of relief that you get when you kill a Naga in this type of game cannot be understated. It's so much breathing room. You can get lanes out. You can look for pickoffs. You get to play Dota.
They take the tier 2, and while we watch this death of boxi, they also went for the kill on Mira, but they miss out on that as well. So Liquid, while they take that tier 2 mid, they said, okay, we're only going to take this tier 2. We're not going to go high ground. Age is going to expire anyway. Larl does get spotted. He's forced to use BKB immediately.
This Silver Edge for miCKe has been incredibly useful already in just a few minutes.
Yeah.
Like setting up the vision on these heroes. You can track the Naga, you can track the Bat, let your stunners come in. However, Ags for Miposhka, he rushed at this game. He gets it pretty damn fast on the top of that Philosopher's Stone. And now the setup for these team fights changes a lot, right? Because suddenly your Roar initiation, your Hex initiation, your Lasso initiation, your Song initiation all come with a much bigger punch.
Yeah. Like boxi setting up for the instant Tormentor kill with these mines.
We shall await the glorious return.
Tormentor's gonna come back. Hey guys. miCKe needs this MKB real badly because they killed the Naga Siren, but she did complete the Butterfly before that. So Heart Butterfly, the illusions continue to be a big nuisance, and every single one of these cores, I mean, I feel like Nisha's going to need an MKB at some point too.
I mean, while you're waiting for this Tormentor, Team Spirit are making a move. Larl is in deep. He has Blink Dagger up.
Might catch Nisha, but if Nisha gets off the BKB first, he goes for iNSaNiA instead. A little bit late there on the lasso, didn't pop his own BKB.
Double impale.
But do land a really nice double impale. Now, he does get off the dragon form. This is a black dragon, by the way, so he's got that magic resistance. He's not an easy kill, and with Zai showing up with the arena, they'll catch one. Song used by Yatoro. They chill out on the high ground, not letting Team Spirit set up for that static storm with the Aghanim Scepter. Stun onto the wrong one. Yatoro gets away with his real hero as the illusions are going to be stuck here in the muck and mire. That is Scotty plus Black Dragon. That is a lot of slow. That is gross. You get hit by both of those, you're moving around 100 movement speed.
It's only going to get better with the Manta on the Dragon Knight that will eventually come out here.
Yeah.
And Zai has just been very decisive with these BKBs. Knows if he does not commit it, he gets stuck in the Song.
Larl, his earlier usage of holding on to the BKB may have just paid off here. He's still going to be chased, but the dragon, oh, the corrosive breath. It was holding on to him, keeping the Blink Dagger at bay. Now they just got a little bit more damage, but he's finally able to get his Blink Dagger on out of there. Flies into the pit, TP's out, and he is good.
Cliff Walker escapes as Yatoro gets back into his old position. It's like nothing ever happened here. He begins cutting the waves again. Unable to line up that Ag Static Storm in that fight, though. And you saw the prioritization there. You have a choice between the Dragon Knight and the Undying. He took the Undying because, I mean, you don't know in that moment if that shard is out or not. And that's kind of like your first time seeing iNSaNiA in a while.
Sure, yeah.
I don't mind that decision. He still doesn't have it here for Team Spirit.
Yeah, what, have they gotten a little bit of bad luck on the shards? The last one went to Zai, yeah.
And they got Zai and boxi here.
Which, I mean, it's not the worst shard, for sure.
Ooh, look at this aggressive go.
A little bit of poke on a Medusa, but again, Zai able to respond with the arena. Missed the spear, but they got the stun. Nisha gets there in time, hits the Dragon Tail stun, all important. They get the kill on Yatoro once again. Trying
To force a reaction, and you got one. And it's not the one you wanted here, as Yatoro gets caught for a second time this game. It only takes a few Naga deaths to propel you into a favorable late game position here. Team Spirit just too antsy.
And they're also falling behind in experience, which is typical for Naga Siren lineups because she takes a lot of farm away from any heroes being nearby. Still level 17 on the Naga. Yeah, these other heroes are going to suffer not having their 20 talents too.
And you're going to have all these talents on Liquid eventually. That's the nice part here.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of itemizing correctly to win this game. Either dealing with the Naga, dealing with the team, dealing with the single target initiation spells, which looks like it's prompted a couple Lincoln Spheres on the menu for Liquid.
Yeah, I like Zai getting a Linken's, but I think I would love to see him get an Aghanim Scepter, honestly. With this Deso build and having more ways to deal with the illusions.
My rule of thumb is if ATF isn't buying Ags on this hero, then you don't buy it. You know, there's some hero combinations like that.
Yeah, sure.
I think at one point in time I heard if Matumba Man's not playing Lone Druid, then you shouldn't be playing Lone Druid.
Yeah, that's fair.
These are just rules of Dota, man.
He's going to get an AC, as I guess Nisha wants to go a Linken's as well. So if he's not going to go AC, then someone else should.
Definitely needed somewhere here. It's just a matter of who wants it and who's going in. And so far it's been Zai this game, so I do not mind that at all. I guess the other alternative would be like the Refresher Mars, which would also be pretty tempting here, to be honest, versus Naga. Just more lockdown. Yeah, prevent a song going off on the burst. It'll be Aegis to miCKe and Cheese in Zai's backpack, as you still do not have the grab ally here, but you have more than enough to push down a lane if you're not getting ratted.
Yeah, he actually like really invested in the fact that they were getting off the Tormentor. That's a little spooky. Yatoro, he should try to jump in. Doesn't get the Dragon Tail stun out.
Yeah, he's playing the mind games. Which Naga is which, and if he gets in deep and just finds him clumped with a song, that's your team fight over.
Are they going to try one more 50-50 by going for the enemy Tormentor? Dragon form is going to wear out soon. They're going to go for it. iNSaNiA built Solar Crest, Glimmer Cape. He really thought he was going to get that shard. Still doesn't. Nisha gets it instead. All right, iNSaNiA finally buys it. All right, enough of this. I lost 3 50-50
also,
point flips in a row.
Whose smoke is this on the ground? By the shop.
The secret shop?
It's it was boxy smoke. They just picked it off the ground. It was just laying there.
Oh, maybe he did that thing where it was in his backpack and he wanted to pass it off to somebody to instantly use.
It's been there for a while.
Huh.
Smoking it up. Didn't want the team to know. Either way, they'll eventually reclaim it here, and this Aegis will be most likely wasted again, as Liquid unable to just push down a lane and commit with the Naga cutting all the waves here. Aghanims for the Bat Rider, so you got a double lasso coming out. More lockdown, a way to bypass some of these Linken Spheres.
More ways to get a big Static Storm combo.
Also true. I just wonder if even if you get these heroes in Static Storm, are they dying?
Yeah, at some point in time, Liquid's just going to be too tanky, right?
That's what it's feeling like. None of these heroes are dealing much damage. It's only Yatoro. That Bloodthorn is kind of going to be his last big damage power spike, right?
Yeah.
So you probably want to start taking the fights around that. Use your lockdown to set it up for the Naga damage and just pump it in to these big core heroes. Still not going to be easy as the armor is being stacked up here for Zai. You have that Bulwark. You have BKB and the Ags on the Dragon Knight. It's just so much EHP to push through right now, and I think Liquid know it. They want to force the issue. Even if they're getting ratted on the other side of the map, they might just commit for the push here.
boxi getting a really deep ward behind this tier 3. If they stop the initiation of Team Spirit,
I mean, you want to jump.
Get an initiation themselves immediately onto the storm. Dragon Tail, but he still managed to get off his jump. Meanwhile, the Static Storm is holding in the Dusa, and they're drained of all the mana, and they're getting the kill maybe onto the Mars. No, the Undying pickup is there just in time. Grab
Yatoro's ready.
Bail him out, and he's going to start backing away. All Team Spirit has to do is stall. Yatoro is claiming everything inside of Liquid space right now.
He got so much damage out. He's almost taking a rack. Zai has to come back.
Zai's going to get him inside the arena. Yatoro commits for the melee barracks and gets off the song.
He's out.
He's out, and Nisha, his BKB wore out. He wasn't going to be there in time anyway. They got nothing for that on the side of Liquid.
They didn't even get a tier 3. They didn't get a single hero kill. And they lost a melee racks mid plus 2 tier 3 towers. Yatoro makes the decision, and the decision is, yo team, you got it. I'm gonna do my thing. I can't help but thinking if he was in that fight though, the Mars dies for sure.
Yeah.
The damage looked pretty damn nice here. I was questioning it, but it did not look underwhelming at all, as the Mars and the Medusa were both dying in that Static Storm. Something else is like this mana drain on the Lion. You lock him in this storm and suddenly Mira's just sitting there draining all the mana away from miCKe. He is not going to last long in that situation because you can't BKB it or do anything. Team Spirit get exactly what they want, which is a situation where Liquid have to decide between the push and going back, and it costs them a bit here as they'll find a double damage for Nisha, a very big rune if you can use it, and you still have Aegis for 30 seconds. just can't get to the base.
They're going to need some boots of travels, man. They can't afford for Yatoro to keep doing this to them. miCKe's already got it queued up, but I feel like the other cores are going to have to consider this as well.
I mean, that is one thing about this game. If you're confident with 6 slots on all your cores here on Liquid that you can just at some point get a throne push going, then you can give up some barracks here, right? Like, the lane pressure's always there because of the Naga anyway. Adding some racks on it, it kind of puts you in the same position. They'll find a lasso, jump onto the save here.
Wow, heavy commitment, man. Static Storm, Primal Roar. Liquid, are they going to go through without this one? Nisha doesn't get his anything off.
I mean, they got
the blink in.
They got a gem off that too.
They got a gem off that. They're getting more damage onto the buildings of Liquid once again.
This map is just impossible for Liquid to play right now. They're getting outmaneuvered very heavily. This ball lineup cannot find its opening as Yatoro brings them back and back and back again every single time.
Look at the damage problems for Nisha here, trying to kill these illusions. It's so pathetic.
And Yatoro's just running around ninja gear. So even if you get wards down here, you're not guaranteed to see the Naga.
Yeah,
you really need the bots at some point in this game. That's what's going to change this. Like bots too, being able to create a threat off a single hero. Like if Nisha can stay down here, push a lane out, and you have the threat of bringing the Dusa and the Mars on top of him, suddenly you can start to kick this Naga out of areas or back him up if Spirit bring heroes down there and go on you instead. Because right now you are getting pulled apart. Larl smoked top. They saw the Firefly.
Middle tower is under attack.
He's getting big. This Ag's definitely paid off in that fight where he revealed it.
He's going to have a Shiva soon too. So that'll make him even tankier when he goes in for that initiation control onto, well, whoever he chooses to go on, but obviously a lot of physical damage is going to be the response when he BKB blinks in.
Liquid are just moving down, setting up for this Roche control. They saw someone break mines on the gate. So their assumption is that Spirit are down here. The line has been drawn. They are correct in that assumption. In fact, Team Spirit are pretty split.
Oh god, they're going to go through this gate. They may see this coming here.
This is
Heroes funnel through, boxi. He's going to break some of that. Larl's going to immediately try and pounce onto this when they jump onto a Medusa illusion. Oh no! Big jump. They do manage to get the lasso, but the rest of the team already backed away because they jumped onto an illusion. Larl TP out on the BKB and he gets away. Yatoro helps him just a little extra bit required with the song.
That is an incredibly close song. You caught the Mars on the last ring of that AoE. Zaya has BKB with stuns up, right? You don't catch the 2 stunners here in the DK and the Mars, you're getting stunned on Yatoro. That was an incredibly risky song to try and bail out his bat off just a botched initiation with the illusion bait.
Yeah, they got baited pretty hard.
They got baited very hard as now Liquid, they're going to push down a lane. This Dragon Knight, he had Arcane Octarine. That ult is straight back up after this one is down. So you're guaranteed Black Dragon for an extended period of time here. Yatoro's going to start hitting your base. Again, it's going to put Liquid in a position. How much do you commit here while your own base is being hit?
They're so confident because there's no Static Storm, no song. They feel like they could do this and just force it now. But they are going to lose something significant for it. All they got was a tier 3. Meanwhile, Zai, oh, he doesn't quite catch him inside of the arena. Meanwhile, the initiation, the push out from Team Spirit. Whatever they can get, they're happy with here, and it's going to be boxi.
Once more, Liquid getting pulled and pried apart, and Spirit take advantage of it. The disengages have not been that clean, as they're always capable of finding these jumps with the bat, the glimpse, the lion. You can send the Beast Master Hawks out as well to guarantee it. You really have to synchronize these TPs out. Like, you're either all inning or you're all getting back, or else you're giving up big kills when Roche can be spawning in the next few minutes here.
This is, I mean, this has got to be so stressful for Team Liquid when you know you're up and you feel good about your team fights, but you're also just being outmaneuvered on the map. It puts so much stress on every single one of your moves, every single TP that you use.
Yeah, this is a very stressful game for Liquid to play. Like you said, they have all the team fight in the world, but it doesn't mean anything if you can't use it.
And that just comes down to which team is going to be able to be more clutch in this series. His clutchness is what got them to this position in the first place. He got the initiation on his eye. A beautiful setup with the Bloodthorn, though it is a little bit hard with Bulwark, but thankfully the Primal Roar will chain the disable and get him out there. Meanwhile, jump in, even from Nisha as he spotted the real Naga Siren. They want to get that damage onto him, but they just can't. Gets off another mirror image thanks to the Static Storm, disrupting things incredibly. Nisha is very tanky, though. Very hard for Team Spirit to focus on. He gets off BKB, turns around on Larl, chaining the stun. No, got off the BKB. Larl able to fly himself away. Song goes out.
Wants to reset.
Can he? No! He's going to be caught by Zai. Last second as BKB gets off Arena Spear. Yatoro, his song is going to end, and he's going to be forced into a fight with a buyback coming out from Zai. Can they actually win this fight? Boxi, oh, he gets the first half away. Meanwhile, Yatoro is dying quick and fast, and nothing Team Spirit can do about it. They're going to lose this Naga Siren. They're going to lose even more as Larl's going to be chased down as well with the Scotties, the slows. Oh, the slows. There's so much of it. Nisha's going to be able to catch the Disruptor as well. 3 dead. It did cost Zai his buyback. And it did. I mean, the mid lane of Barracks is gone. There's a lot of pressure out in the map right now.
Do you want Roshan or do you want a Rax here?
I think you have to get a Rax, man.
There's a lot of gold on Yatoro. He might just buy back here. 50 seconds. It's a decent time to be missing the Naga on the map. Yeah, I wonder if Liquid just want to... You just want to like poke and threaten the throne to get the buybacks and try and get out. That is a play you can go for as well here. Yeah, you do not have many opportunities to hit base cleanly. And yeah, they will get Yatoro's buyback. That is a huge one in this game.
Do they back out now? A second buyback. Liquid still not backing away. Keep it going. This is an opportunity for Team Spirit. Song up in 5 seconds.
They got the start on the Mars as he was looking for Mira.
They're going for the Megas. Oh! Nisha gets jumped by Nisha. They get a Dragon Tail, but miss out on the spear side. An awkward miss.
Oh, he got 2 cores.
He's caught so many cores. 2 cores inside the Static Storm.
This has to be it for Spirit.
Zai doesn't have buyback. Remember, Nisha, he needs to get off his BKB, but there it is. The grab alike bails out Zai, and Nisha was just too damn powerful. The combination from Team Spirit is not enough. Liquid will push through. They will get Megas, and they will get out.
For all the ratting Yatoro did and all the buildup for this Static Storm, there is just too much HP on the side of this dragon as he just sits there while his friend gets put in a tombstone. And you didn't even lose anything on the other side of the map.
No.
That was well worth ignoring Roshan here as Liquid make the absolute right call and just force the issue. And now you have Megas against the Naga, who really was trying to bank on that lane pressure to win this game. It's just not going to exist anymore. And you are cruising to your Boots of Travel. Boots of Travel 2 picked up on miCKe here. Boots of Travel 2 completed on the Mars. Suddenly, this map becomes so much easier to play.
Yeah. This is going to feel very good for Liquid. I mean, great call from whoever made it, like, just stick through. You know, keep this going. It doesn't matter. They don't have certain heroes. The Static Storm and Sleep isn't going to be enough to kill. And the 2 heroes that were grouped up were... I mean, these cores are so hard for Team Spirit to do damage into.
This Dragon Knight has 5,500 HP.
Yeah, he's absurd.
Like, what do you even do to this thing? I don't know. He has a shield rune, too, just to push it over the top.
Casual 2,700 HP.
And his ult is perma uptime, by the way.
Yeah,
Octarine Spell Prism.
Yeah.
So that's, I mean, this is a cool hero.
I mean, you have always said Dragon Knight. This hero's bonkers late game. We're seeing it.
He is so stupid late game. He didn't even take the Dragon Blood talent. He took AoE stun, maybe to help deal with the illusions.
I think so. The illusions are his biggest problem right now.
This is a crazy efficient build when you get to this point in the game with Strength Blink, the cooldowns, Shard and Ags online. Nisha's a big problem. You need a break, you need more damage, you need more single target burst. I mean, maybe you're playing to drag him into the fountain. That is something you could think about. And really, that type of fight where you get a Static Storm on 2 cores, you need somebody to check the Undying. You cannot let this Tombstone come out and just suck someone out of your Ag Static Storm there. Yeah. It has to be a Hex, it has to be a Lasso. Something needs to go off, or at least dragging heroes into that AoE silence. The fight combination was not there for Team Spirit as Yatoro continues to hide.
I like the fact you highlighted you need a break, and I'm just looking around at Team Spirit. Nobody is scaling for that kind of item.
Who is building break in this game?
Yeah.
They just don't have the hero for it, and you're playing against Mars Dragon Knight. Very rough. This is where you would pay anything to have a Silver Edge. I mean, Yatoro could build one in theory.
Yeah, then he's just... I mean, it's so inefficient. It maybe is the right idea, but just gonna feel bad trading away one of your items for a Silver Edge instead. miCKe, he jumps forward, just pushing back Team Spirit again. The map is slowly but surely being controlled more and more by Team Liquid. They need initiation, but they don't get it. Larl, he can't get to him. He can't get through that Lincoln's.
Wait, he used Psychic Headband on Zai. Did he not have the Lincolns up?
Yeah, he pushed him away, right? So
yeah, pushed him. Why did it push? Was this Lincoln's on cooldown and Larl didn't know it? That's
sure.
insanely unfortunate if that was the case, because otherwise it should have gotten broken. Either way, Liquid just pushing in right now. This Dragon, send the illusions in. You're going to see everything. And Yatoro, it is all on you. You are going to need a clutch song here. Liquid, they're never going to clump, though. I go back to, like, you kind of have to just drag someone in the fountain or something. Go for the super long team fight play.
They try to go for it. Oh, miCKe, doesn't work. The Lincolns, just too many to handle. A spear lands on Yatoro. Let's see if Liquid would jump on that. Yeah, Nisha's gonna pop his dragon form. Slow down Yatoro, he gets off the song. There's no setup really. Maybe two heroes on the side here. The Medusa and the Mars. Both gonna be inside it. Who are they gonna focus here? Oh no, with Yatoro stunned up immediately by Nisha, that's gonna cause a lot of problems. As Zai is able to get off his BKB, he gets off the arena, and now they're stuck in a pit of hell, and that is GG. Game 1. Liquid will take it, no shot here.
Then your opponents can't get kills to catch back up. It makes a big difference.
I mean, as an early laning phase enjoyer yourself, Purge, tell me, is there any solution to this Undying at this tournament so far?